Hello dear viewers, you are watching the United Countries Special. This is a volunteers project we broadcast from the studio of National Television Company of Ukraine. We broadcast to all over the world, and our broadcasting is available in satellite and digital networks. The detailed information how to watch us can be obtained in the website www.firstua.com. And I am pleased to introduce my guests. Today we have in our studio Yaroslav Kucher right in front of me and Viktor Golub over there. They are activists of the Youth Batkivshchina movement. This is the youth movement of the ruling parliamentary party of Ukraine, former opposition party. But we are not talking about the parliamentary games. Well, we are going to talk about the youth priorities of this movement. So, gentlemen, first of all, what are you doing in this movement, Youth Batkivshchina? What is your priorities in social, and political, and media aspects? Who will be the first?
Probably.
First of all, in case of Euromaidan, I was one of the speakers of the Euromaidan. We working behind the scene, we working behind the social media, social people near our scene. So we speak with a lot of people behind the.
You was presenter of Euromaidan from the very beginning?
Yes.
From the late of November?
From the 20th November.
20th November?
Yes.
When Euromaidan was only near the memorial of Stella in the Euromaidan.
If you know,
with no stage.
With no stage, and I remember the day when the stage was great, it was built. It was very interesting story how we get there, because we have no speakers, we have no sound for the day, and I think it will be the very good story to talk about these days.
What motivated you to join Euromaidan, be an activist, first of all?
First of all, we have an interesting journalist here in Ukraine, Mustafa Nayem. He wrote a post in Facebook about, do you want to get to Euromaidan, do you want to start it again? And a lot of people in that evening go to the central square of the Kiev, and we meet there all.
What exactly, what is the motivation? A responsibility for society, responsibility for the country, any other kind of motivation?
Especially for me, the first motivation was that our cabinet of ministers closed all speech, all documents and all work with the European Union integration law. They stopped all work in this way.
All right. Mr. Golub, what do you consider what's the main priorities of the youth movement of Batkivshchina on your point of view? What are you doing now after Euromaidan?
For now, I think we have to concentrate how to build. I don't know. Probably it's really powerful to say it, our future. But I think we have to build. We have to concentrate on the future. And of course, we have, for now, we are going to find the way how to move, and how our country will, I don't know, will at the international area. I think it's really positive for now that a lot of countries said, "Oh, I know you're Ukrainian," and for now I think if usual Ukrainian will go to Turkey or other country, and he said, "I'm Ukrainian," and he will proud that he's Ukrainian, and that this revolution and this Euromaidan shows to everyone that we are a nation and that we can change something, that if we want, we can. And for now, we have to transform these words that we have to show how we can build it. We have think carefully, of course, because our country is really now isn't dangerous, but we have to think and we have to find the solution from this situation. We have to build, and I think everything will be okay.
Can we say that your movement is going to bring to the society new identification of Ukrainians, the political identification concentrated, focused on the point of united country, united nation, the solid society, not in the social, or monetary aspects, but in the national intentions, patriotic intentions. Am I right?
I think, yeah. I think it's maybe, and if we want to build something, if we say something, of course, people have to go for us. Because I can say everything that I want, but if the usual people, they not only have to hear us, they have to understand us, why we do this, why everything that we do is needable for them, not for us, because politics, as for me, it's only my opinion, it's when some group of people doing something in the interest of other people. But they do this only because they can. Because they are, I'm not saying that they are better, but they have some, I don't know, opinion, or they have some skills, something like that. And that's why they can. And I think that our political power can do this.
So, if you're talking about the new identity of Ukrainian youth, how actually new is it? Was it origin only in the Euromaidan process?
I think it's...
Could we see it before in any kind of representation?
I think it's really complicated question, because we have to, as for me, we have to understand that before Euromaidan, it was Ukrainian people, and after it's already Ukrainian people. But something changed in their minds, because when it was beginning, people, I don't know, something fair of something. And I heard a lot of words like, oh, I don't know, it's a lot of police, I'm afraid about it, I don't know, I won't come to the Euromaidan because it's not for me, it's not for me. But for now, people changed. They said, of course, it's about me. It's about me, it's about you, so we have to talk, we have to say, and they, politicals, they have to hear us. And they have to do what we want. And this is the main point of what has changed.
That each of us are responsible for the policy, for the law, for the government, yeah. the total responsibility of each of a single people, or the single man of Euromaidan. That's really the advantage of Euromaidan, yeah. As a matter of fact. Gentlemen, what are the social initiatives you pursue in this movement?
Maybe we have a lot of social initiatives at Euromaidan. For example, before Euromaidan, we have a lot of youth movements in Ukraine. Some of them work with the anti-corruption law, some of them work with the European integration law, or some of that movements work about special social works for people. Like, for example, we have one organization that created a document about the total price of Ukrainian passports. Because if you want to make a new passport in Ukraine, in different regions in Ukraine, the price is not the same. So that was one of the moves, one of the works that that our activists worked for that. And a lot of activists meet at Euromaidan and they can consider their work, and I think it will be more powerful after these days.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's a very good initiative.
I think that's one of the initiatives. Next, for example, now we have people that their documents are damaged on the fire at the Maidan, and we need to restore them. How we can restore the documents for the people from the Crimea? Because they have a special document to show in the Crimea Republic. And how they can do it now, because Crimea is occupied by Russia, we think about it, what to do. And today we have created a new law for a parliament. Deputies should vote for it, to make a new passport for the people here in Kiev. I think it's one of our initiatives for nowadays, because Maidan is standing. Maidan, we have a lot of people at Maidan now, so we have a lot of work.
Okay. So you used to be a presenter of Euromaidan at this stage. Did you take part in the artistic actions of Euromaidan, piano of Euromaidan, exhibitions of Euromaidan, some kind of artistic actions, exhibitions?
I take part in all events at the stage. But I know about artist events near the barricades. I know about Ruslana's event playing the piano behind the police. It was really fantastic. And we try to make special events to our Crimean Tatars, because we love their culture. They should know that we are proud of them, that they are our brothers. So we make a special film about Crimea. We make a special films exhibition and show a film about deportation of Crimean Tatars to our Maidan people, that they should know about the story, how it was in the Soviet Union. It was the film called Haytarma. It's a very serious movie, and I think it was very good that we solved all problems with the law. We solved all problems with the special we have people that created film, and they give us
intellectual rights.
Yes,
okay.
I want to say about that.
Okay. By the way, we have a video on this artist's action on the barricades with the piano, and let's have a look at that is mysterious thing. Thanks for this creative video. It was the piano on the barricades, the action which was presented in various cities where Euromaidan provided its actions in Ukraine. It seems to be so long time has been passed, but as a matter of fact, it was just months and a half ago. So not enough long time. What can you tell about this video, about this music? Because the music seems to me, the universal language of universal comprehensive of people, and it was an attempt of speech to the people with different views, to the people who are in both sides of barricades. Do you know the people who perform this music?
Yes, I know that guy. He is one of our person from Euromaidan. Of course, we all of us know Ruslana, and the main problem is that after that music, police.
Most all the Europeans know
Ruslana, of course.
Because of
she made a really serious work, hard work, and I think the best is to say thank you for her work, for her power and other things. About that music, when Ruslana starts to play, police turned on another music. It's like was Soviet songs, Second World War songs, and Ukrainian chanson songs. It's like crime songs. I think it's popular in our police. It was popular, I think. And after that music, after this not so, hard music, they stopped. And they listened to that music, and for that time we have a peace. We have no conflicts at the time. But when the music stops, we start again conflicts with the police because it was impossible to try to take peace.
So the music is really a way of reaching comprehension.
I think yes.
I think this music is like one of the ideas of Euromaidan. This music shows what exactly people want to change. You can see that this guy, he's in a mask, he's wear like he's ready to fight. But from the one hand, he's ready to fight, and from the other hand, he's playing. He's makes this beautiful songs, and he shows that he doesn't want to fight. He wants to live. He wants to give something to another. He wants just to be free. And I think when all this finished, we look we're looking at it on the TV. It's like a pictures, but when you was there and you see it by your own eyes, it's really
great experience.
Yes, it's unbelievable feelings.
Yes, I believe that. I believe that it was the great. These performers actually shared new message of Euromaidan, message of freedom everywhere in Kiev, in Donetsk, everywhere the piano was set. Great action, as a matter of fact.
I want to add that for me, it's really a big honor to live with the people in one country. From the stage, we saw a lot of people. We have a very talented nation, For me, I didn't think that we have a lot of talents here. Some of people want to sing a song. Some people want to tell us some story. And other people want to tell about their opinion of how to rule in the country. When we have a Christmas at Euromaidan, it was from all of regions of Ukraine, they have special traditions, they have special songs. Everyone wants to show to another people at Euromaidan, at their revolution, that we are one country, that we have a tradition, that we're proud of our tradition. It was really very interesting. And we said that the best way to celebrate New Year holidays in Ukraine, it's Euromaidan, because it's history created on that place, and I think that it's a better idea, it's a better way to spend holidays at Euromaidan, because you didn't see it before, and I hope that our people do not see it in the future. I think it's just history.
And, I want to continue your speech. All our talent nation, our talent people, because of them, mostly 24 hours in a day, the stage there was songs, lyrics, and etc., etc. And mostly, I can't remember some minutes of silence. And it's big respect to our Ukrainian people.
We had maybe a problem with some people who want to sleep. They tell us, we want to sleep, we don't want any songs now. But we have so much people to put them on the stage, to give them awards, so we can't decline and cancel their opportunity to speak, you know. It was really interesting, because everyone wants to show something. Everyone wants to show their talent, everyone wants to show their opinion. And we give them that opportunity from the central stage in Ukraine for that time.
So actually, Euromaidan was a field of implementation of motivation, social motivation, creative motivation of each person who took part in the Euromaidan process. By the way, what about other initiatives of the youth movement? Do you support Army, National Guard formation, any other reforms of state, fighting against the corruption? Just a couple of comments.
Of course, we support all democratic changes in our country. And, for example, about corruption, it was a bill, but now it's mostly the law, bill about against corruption in the state, in the state.
Yeah.
And
just a couple of words. We're talking about the bill 2207. Who was accepted today by the Ukrainian parliament, and it has essential points of fighting against the corruption, against the illegal money flow. In detail, please. Welcome.
So the main point of this bill or law, it doesn't matter now, is that mostly all states that want to buy something, they have to publicate in a period of 3 days. They have to publicate on their official website information about what they have bought. And everyone can go on this website and show what money, what company, and etc. was buying and why. Is it needable or no? Probably if someone will see, oh, it's a lot of money, I think it was a crime. It's not a problem. You can go to the Ministry of Internal Affairs, something like that.
So all the investments made by state institution will be clear. Clear and publicated in this resource.
I think it's only one step. It's not a reform.
So the main point is availability of all the costs, state costs, and state investments.
Yes, yes.
That's a very good point. Can we say that this is one of the most important advantages of the Euromaidan process?
Probably, yeah. Because we can see that a lot of people said, Euromaidan is finished. It's all, let's go home. But there is some people, and you can show it on the Maidan, is already stay there. And they want lustration, they want fighting against corruption and other. And today we see I'm not saying that it was the first, but one of the steps.
One of the important,
yes,
yeah. That prove that the Euromaidan is not only in the square of Maidan, but in the building of parliament as well, in the building of government of Ukraine.
Yeah, it can change something.
Yes. That's important, it seems to be. What about other initiatives of the youth movement? What about lustration, the human resources change?
About
human resources renovation of
the renovations that we have now, people that could make illustration clear, and the people that have the opportunities and know how to do this illustration. We have a famous journalist that make journalist research about the corruption against Yanukovych family, against of general prosecutor family. You know, it's really interesting for Ukrainian people. The journalists try to show them how the people with the power lived. Because, for example, some people think that Yanukovych is really poor man, poor guy. He have no money. He lives for his presidential money and have no power, no big houses, no new cars, and something like that. For example, people in Donetsk think that he is like a guy from the same street. He is like the same of them. And he don't want to live with gold houses, with gold plates, with gold cars, and special other things. We know about that bread in his house with totally of gold. It's like a gift from Ukrainian crime people. That's popular in that word, criminal word in Ukraine. And now the people in Donetsk saw how that person lives, how that person make such a lot of money, because working hard, working really clear and totally clear. I think it's impossible to make such a big money.
Yeah, that's really a ridiculous thing. This golden bread as a souvenir. It's one of the multiple things that couldn't be evacuated, but many of artifacts evacuated, documents in his residence in Mizhigiria. That's a ridiculous thing, as a matter of fact. Okay, so at the end we have a proclamation of your teenagers, of the students of Arivne International Economic University. They send us a video, and their message is very clear. They are against the war, they are for peaceful sky and for the united country. I would be pleased if you have a look at this video right now.
My address and thoughts will be interesting first of all to my colleagues, journalists, who know what informative war and manipulation of public point of view is from the students' bench. They also know what journalistic ethic is and what the principles of balance and objective broadcasting of information are. Considering named terms, let's compare the source of information about the events in Ukraine that comes to us and to you from Russian mass media. They consider the world Banderovets as a brutal one. However, this person fought for the independence of Ukraine for all his life. It can be easily proved by the historical both Russian and Ukrainian. The facts and archives are persistent. It's a pity that Russian media, taking into consideration their own public interests regularly during Ukrainian independence and broadcast and Ukrainian propaganda, willing to make our nations the enemies. That's why I appeal to all the people of the world who can see me now. If you want to know the real situation in Ukraine, you are to use different sources of information as Ukrainian as Russian. It is required by time and political situation.
Different things happened to Ukraine during its long history, but none of them influenced the country's unity. Today's situation makes us sensible and express our support and love to all people living in Ukraine. Our motherland can't be separated. It doesn't matter where you live and what language you speak. Remember, this is the land you were born in. Ukrainian students are against war. We don't want to be the victims of any aggression. We say no to Russian intervention into our domestic affairs. We want people from west to east, from north to south, understand that our force is in unity. Don't let anyone to convince you in opposite. Crimea is the integral part of Ukraine. Its hospitable, sincere and kind people are worthy of better life, but only as a part of Ukraine. It's terrible when people who swear to protect their country yield to pressure. We don't want the blood of our compatriots to be spilled. It's just the time to show our courage, persistence, unity and indivisibility. Let's build a new Ukraine together.
We as a young generation of the new state of Ukraine, most important our ancestors left to us is a great desire to freedom. Therefore we are united to bring one purpose, east and west, north and south, people united from all over the country. After receiving independence, it was hard to us to understand the meaning of the words glory to Ukraine, glory to heroes, and what it means to be a patriot of our country. But Maidan showed us what is the meaning to be a patriot of Ukraine. In the fact that we speak different languages doesn't mean that we have to be apart from each other. We are united with one traditions, with one history and also one objective. We united with a great desire to freedom from our ancestors. And I am, as a student of European education faculty, in the future I see our country as one part of Europe, a democratic and civilized world. Ukraine must be united because we are Ukrainians.
There is a situation in our country when the Ukrainians can no longer tolerate corruption, dishonest conducting of policy and bureaucracy. That's why people decided not to wait for a change of one ruling gun to another, but to fight for the future of Ukraine. Of course, some people who had the power don't want to give up, as they had an access to financial flows. They're playing hide-and-seek in Russia and still hope to continue their unfair policy. Former rulers, as supported by the Russian authorities, are trying to make pressure on the independent Ukrainian nation. Foreign media shows the information that Russian forces in the Crimea are protecting its citizens who are cruelly pressed by Ukraine. However, there are no examples of violence and discrimination except those mounted by Russian journalists. So the question is, what fears the Russian government has and what are they trying to reach? Some of Moscow politicians, using the temporary weakness of my country, are trying to take control on the territory of Ukraine. To do this, they use a national question, as in the eastern regions and Crimea there are many Russian-speaking people. They played on the language issues and some of the political references of the population. Falsifying the events that actually take place in Ukraine, Russian media are trying to take influence on the minds of its population, the population of Ukraine and international community. Their purpose is annexation of Crimean Peninsula and parts of eastern region of Ukraine. Also, aim of Russian politicians is to stop efforts of Ukrainian people to make democratic European country, which we already started to be. After all, when our goals will be reached, the Russian population will also begin to strive for a better life, which is unattainable with the corrupt government. The thousands of people who strike in Moscow against the action of the Russian authorities confirm my words. Within the latest months, the Ukrainian nation realized the force of its truth and is now fighting for its unity and prosperity.
My name is Vera Demenchuk. I live in Rivne. I am 9 years old. Peace is source of comfort. I hate violence. I am against blood and suffering. I am against the war.
I am Olga Demenchuk. I am 8 years old. I live in Rivne. We want to live in peace with all the peoples. We want to see the blue and cloudless sky. We are for peace with all the world.
Thanks to the compatriots for their message. We get it. It was very clear, and I hope this message will reach to all the Ukrainians in the West and East, in South, in Crimea, everywhere, to everyone who can get it. By the way, what about the integrity of Ukraine, of the unity of Ukraine? Do you maintain communications with your Crimean teenagers, with the Crimean student societies? What about the Crimean people?
As for me, I have a lot of friends in Crimea now, and we know that the problem, the people want to live, for example, not in the Crimea now, they want to live in the Ukraine near the Kiev, for example, in western Ukraine. So we speak with a lot of them by social networks, and we try to make a communication how to host them here in Kiev, for example, for us. We make databases with rooms, with the flats from the people from Kiev, from Lviv, from another Ukrainian cities who want to host the people from Crimea, and we try to communicate that families with other families who are allowed and who want to host Crimean people.
What about the international community? Do you maintain communication with the European students? How do you engage them into your movement?
I have friends in Spain, for example. They study law in Barcelona's university, and actually, when they said to me, "Please tell us what exactly is going on in Ukraine. Is it good? Is it war, or what is happening in Ukraine?" And when you try to explain, when you said that it was an act of aggression from the Russian Federation, and it's not a war, and we have to calm down, it's when everything will be okay, but the European students said, how can we help? What can we do to help I don't know, to our Ukrainian brothers? Because I think, and I hope we can do this. It's possible to have some student cooperation programs, for example. It's possible to make some international contracts with international universities, and our students can see the Europe, the real Europe, and it wouldn't be pictures on the TV. Because everyone, if exactly he's from East, he see, I don't know, Dmitry Kiselev programs, and they say, "Oh no, it's Europe, it's like a hell." No, it's not. Europe is really beautiful, and we have to do everything for the young people to bring them to the Europe, and the Europe have to come to their hearts. They have to believe, to think like European people. It's not only the stamp in your passport that you're European people. No, it's like how you think, how you do, and yeah.
So the integration is really quite important.
I want to add that as we are Batьківщина YAS, we are the biggest youth organization in Ukraine. We have partners in Europe, like European People's Party. It's one of the biggest European parties in European Parliament, and they also have a youth organization. Youth organization from Belgium, from France, from Germany, from Netherlands. We stay in touch with all of that organization, youth organization, with all of democratic and liberal youth movements in Europe, so we always stay in touch. A lot of them was at Euromaidan, a lot of them make a lot of support for us, send us good emails, send us another things to help us. And I want to say, like, as a head of Kyiv regional organization, big thanks for our European partners for their support, for our youth partners.
I appreciate you very much for your enthusiastic activity in this field. Wish you all the luck in building the foundation of the Ukrainian democratic society of the future. Thanks as well to all the viewers who are watching our show. Just reminding that it was Yaroslav Kucher and Viktor Golub presented in our studio right today. They are activists of the Youth Batьківщина, youth wing of Batьківщина party of Ukrainian parliament, and we're looking forward to presenting you next part of the show very soon. Thanks for watching our show. Just reminding you that we broadcast all over the world, and we're available in various digital and satellite networks. The detailed information as well as the video archives of our shows can be obtained on the website www.firstua.com. Thanks again for watching our show, and good night.